Hello and welcome back to more Best Served Cold. We are on episode 10. Last time we left off, we finished a case, we started this new one. Bjorn seems to be in trouble. My theories, just to refresh, are that like Peter and Bjorn are going to be kind of like two of our suspects out of the four. I assume maybe we'll meet Carla. I know Clara is going to be a key witness because of the cinematic, and once we get the newspaper again, because we get that with the case, I'm pretty sure we get that with the case, like the case file. I think one of the Bruga boys who got out might be related to the case. Maybe he's the mysterious body, the guy who worked for King, unless we meet King, which would be interesting, because he's been mentioned before, though he's still in jail. So as far as I know, jail or dead. Was he dead? Oh god. Yeah, either dead or jailed. I think he might be dead because of Carla, which makes me think maybe like that could be a motivation. But there's two victims, so we're trying to figure out exactly like if those are even connected. You know, it's kind of difficult to say. But we have Miss Bai here. So excited to see her. Bang Bai sits down at the bar. She looks uneasy. Everything all right, Miss Bai? Is it that obvious? Yes, perhaps you might be the solution to my problem. I'm looking to talk with you tonight, though a drink might also help at the moment. Are you I'm sure it's gonna be about Vincent, huh? There's something about Vincent is acting real bad right now. What kind of drink can I get you? Minty and fresh this time. It reminds me of my favorite tea. Okay. Yeah. I'm assuming it's about Vincent. He has learned xenophobia. Like, extreme xenophobia. Okay. You mentioned problems? Oh, don't worry too much about that right now. I'm feeling more cheerful now that I'm settled. Maybe my problem isn't worth dwelling on. Not when it might spoil the evening. Fang seems intent on keeping her happy mood going. Perhaps pushing her towards a bad mood will make her more talkative? Okay. Yeah. I don't want to do that. But Miss Bai. Bad mood. Putting that in my notes. How's business? Good, thank you for asking. Things have picked up since we lost Alina. The loss of such a bright light in our community darkened all our hearts, but time and tea helps us heal. She won't be forgotten. And though we miss her deeply, now, when we talk about her, it's with fondness for the young woman we were all lucky to know. It's still not as busy as before the unrest, but the regulars are floating back. And some of them even play chess on the chess set we set up in her honor. I decided against selling coffee. It is not the right fit for me or the terrace, but changing the decor is on the table, or is on the cards. I painted the wall a lovely bright yellow. Oh, like Alina. You painted it? Yes, it took me a while, but I got there. I'm fitter than I look, and I have an ulterior motive. I hope one of my old favorite customers comes back to see it too. See you soon. Maria loves yellow. I would be happy to have her back in the terrace. Oof. I don't think she's coming back for a while. Have you talked with her? Yes, and I have talked with her #1 fan. Laura? Yeah, I know, I got a vibe. Yes, quite. The two are good company for each other. Clara is very keen to make a good impression on Maria, and she's a good girl. Maria needs a friend right now. And I worry about Bjorn too. I hope he comes to visit soon. I will make sure he feels welcome. Good. I don't trust the government in Sara, or anywhere. I feel there is more going on here than we know. I've had my brushes with espionage back in Huasha. I smell a cover-up. Yeah. I figure she could be a spy. Her being here, like, who exactly is our... I don't know. There's so much going on with her. She's so mysterious. Like, why are you so mysterious with it? Yeah. Any evidence? None at all, dear. It is a feeling. But I trust my gut. And I trust the youth of Bukovi. Bjorn and Lucas are fine young men. I hope they find peace soon. And receive restitution when Bjorn is proven innocent. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think he would do it. He doesn't get into trouble. He's kind of like, he's a perfect scapegoat because he's not from here. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, even if, and we're assuming, even if for some reason, like, he was guilty of the other murder, I just don't get it. I don't get what he's what the point is of trying to implicate him in both. They want a clean answer, and I think maybe there's two culprits in this one. I mean, it just makes sense. I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe this is where Sandra comes back and she actually, like, becomes part of the case. I'm not sure. Let's talk about that journal I see you carry. It is about silly business. Excuse me? Yeah, I do. Do you not remember our last conversation? I remember. Yeah. People think because I am an older woman, perhaps I won't keep up with conversations. They think perhaps I will miss details or lose my train of thought. But the tea terrace is not really about tea. Do you know what it is about? Connection. Exactly. The tea terrace is about people sharing ideas, thoughts, dreams, having deep and meaningful conversations of all types. If conversation has a home, it is at the tea terrace. And to keep up with those conversations, facilitate and enable them, I need to be sharp. Keeping up with all the gossip and getting caught in the tangle of young people's lives keeps me engaged and content. She said that before, I remember. Or something along those lines. And when I can, maybe I can even offer advice or just a friendly ear to show that I care. Yeah, I think she said this before. I see. Even now, perhaps you think I have lost the thread of the conversation and am rambling off topic. No, I will bring it back now. Really? I don't think so. My journal is how I remember all the events of the day, and how I record them and make sense of them. And in all that time writing, I have found that much of the world, and what I write down, makes no sense. I call all of it silly business. It is all the little events, tasks, and distractions which consume our lives. Who is making the bed today? Where is the key for the garden gate? Why is that woman's blouse a prettier shade of green than mine? Why do none of my socks match after I do the laundry? That is all silly business. And yet, it is the silly business that consumes most of our day. Indeed, it seems like the silly business is our life. So what do we do? What I propose is that we do not fight it. We accept that silly business is our life, but we make sure that we have time for the deeper parts of our nature. What are the deeper parts of our nature? Well, dear, that's rather up to you, isn't it? What do you think are the deeper parts of our nature? What is more important than all of the silly business? What is most important to you? What is life about? Gluing pennies to the sidewalk. Well, it is about the silly business to me. I mean, like, my character loves silly business. But I guess love, sure. Yeah, sure. You sentimental soul. That's sweeter than my sunrise surprise honey tea. But I still like it. Well, love is silly. love is a little silly. As always, thank you for a lovely chat, dear. Conversation is my true passion. I'm not sure if that is true for you as well, but you are good at it. Yeah, I am good at it. Ain't I? Ain't I very good at it? Yeah. I don't know, there's been a lot of talk. I think a lot of this has to do with... How much of this has to do with, like, relationships, love? I'm not sure. I need to get, like, the through line. I guess a lot of it is about relationships, trust, betrayal, like, consideration for, you know, how society impacts relationships. In this specific case, it's a lot of, like, class is kind of like the big one that we keep, like, coming back to. It's just interesting. Thematically. I love how this is still covered. That was crazy, by the way. Them just putting this in here is crazy. It's like, it is in the handbook. That's why Hugo did it. That's crazy. Okay, nothing left here. I'll wait on Ilya's stuff. I think. Yeah, I'll wait on this until I get further into the investigation and get kind of like that stuff going on. I think this is like a good warm-up day to kind of get into it. We don't have any clues on the board. So... yeah, I guess we need to... This, I think, would be Clara. We ask Clara, we can kind of knock that out. Clara or somebody else must be able to confirm. I think Clara would notice. Hey, bestie. Hugo Mertens descends the staircase into the speakeasy, looking at you with mild confusion. As he approaches the bar, you see he's holding the note you sent him the night before. I got your message. You're lucky I recognize your handwriting from the case reports. You wish to speak in private? Yes? You repeat everything from Lucas's plea, ensuring no details are left out. Hugo listens with patience and composure. Well? As you can imagine, everyone on the force is aware of these events. This is not some dramatic civilian feud ending in murder. This involves the death of one of the city's leaders. The senior officers are responding to the citizens' cries for justice, and levers are being pulled in positions of power too. I still trust the constabulary, but in this case we must expect them to be more rash than usual. Can't you reopen the investigation? Buy us some time? I could try, but I'd be risking everything we've been working for. Despite our combined success, the constabulary naturally assigns all plaudits to me. While that may give me some leverage, failing a case of this magnitude would likely see me demoted. At least. Hugo looks up and lets out a long sigh. He clenches his fist and slams it down on the counter, then his bright blue eyes look deeply into yours. Yeah, I mean, you're okay. You're no Peter, but I guess you're sad enough for me. Little sad little boy. I just don't know about this. We're really putting our necks out there, and for what? Look. I trust you. Do you trust me? Probably not. But hey, dude. Hey, dude. We're doing this. We can do this. Yes. Damn it, yes. You're right. If there's any chance we can make a difference here, we have to try it. I'll submit a formal request to reopen the case. I do owe you a favor. Things will work differently this time, I'm afraid. Both the press and my superiors are out for blood. They have their teeth completely sunk into Bjorn as a suspect. Simply providing a defense won't be enough to save him. You need to provide a tastier treat on top. In other words, if you truly think Bjorn is innocent, find me the actual culprit. Got it. I expect I'll be able to buy you 2 weeks, but if I don't show results by then, Bjorn will likely face a jury with extreme prejudice. He'll have no chance. Nothing would pain me more than to see an innocent man behind bars. I feel like justice is beginning to falter in Sara. We'll beat them, no matter what. Let's converse. I have much to talk about. Yeah, trains. Okay. What would you like to drink? I would make you a cream soda thing. You know very well I'm not supposed to be drinking on the job, bartender. Unless you've decided to add plain black coffee onto your menu, the answer is nothing. I'm afraid I haven't. I thought so. Okay. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to piss him off. Where should I start? Speak to everyone who's at the party, including Clara. She's our witness. We have very little on the second victim. Still, someone must be affected by their death. See if anyone is behaving suspiciously. Will do. I'll do the duty stuff after train talk. I appreciate your efforts and indulge me in my hobbies, but we truly do not have the time. Please? Very well, but we shall keep it brief. Shall we discuss model trains? Sure, let's fucking go. I'm working on freight carriages for Chetlingham Model 12, which was the original transcontinental long-distance locomotive that went between Port Novigrad in Rusalka all the way to Plemengradina in the southern peninsula, through the Ventric tunnels in La Gardana Mountains. Look, I'm stumbling. This model has concentric rear axle piston-driven accelerators which are lined with whale oil in the full model scale. But in my model, I lubricate them with peanut oil, which is neutral, so... Go on. I have a few fellow model enthusiasts to share my passion with. I should not have babbled on like that. It's a solitary hobby. Perhaps it should stay that way. No, show me. Are you teasing me, or... No, you're being sincere. Well, perhaps. Perhaps we can do that one day. Not now, obviously. Back to more serious topics, please. Alright. Yeah, I don't know... Look, you don't know me. I guess we've only known each other a few months, dude. I'm a yes-ander. I'm a heightener. I don't know when improv was invented, but... I know this bartender would be at... Like, in some improv group. They have that energy. They're like a consistent yes-ander. As opposed to Case Zero bartender who was like, maybe not. Nah. We're silly. We're silly business pilled. Truly. Okay. I'm gonna actually have to, like, take another drink. I took a sip because I'm getting a little congested. So I guess I'm having another. Okay. Serious business. We got the silly business out of the way. Are you still sure about being in the police force? More sure than ever. Why? I mean, I get it. It's probably that he's like, someone needs to do the good thing. But have you done the good thing? Also, you have gloves. Okay. Keeping that in check. Keeping that in mind. Because you don't need an honest police force when things are going well. You need good officers when things hang in the balance. Okay, wait. I'm thinking about who our suspects could be. It is entirely possible that Hugo will also be implemented as or incriminated and, like, called a suspect, especially if he's doing this to buy time. He's a foreigner. A lot of this has to do with xenophobia. It also has to do, I think, with like gang violence. Smuggling seems to be something maybe that's possibly a thing. I think Sandra is a smuggler right now. And he has gloves. So that's kind of like what's coming to mind immediately. I think it's entirely possible that he will be incriminated or implicated rather. Just because he's not from here. It would be a surprising turn of events, and we have kind of a proxy to Hugo here with Elena, which I think is significant. It's significant to think of that because that means like she wouldn't be there for like no reason. You know, none of these characters are here for no reason. They all offer something to the plot. And she especially, she is both like working contrary to like the Bukovi PD, and I think it is entirely possible that there will be a time when Hugo is like implicated and we have to basically clear him as well. I don't know if that is this one. It feels possible, but I'm just not sure. Because you don't need an honest police force when things are going well. You need good officers when things hang in the balance. You think the police are in trouble? It's in their fucking like notebook to betray people. I think all of Sara is in danger. I worry that trouble could one day come to the constabulary too. We need good officers. If the sternest sailors jump overboard when the storms loom, the rough seas will mean the ship will surely sink. It's not your job to sail the ship, Hugo. You misunderstand. Bullies look for the path of least resistance. Bullies in the criminal world, bullies in civilian life. And what do they come to the PD to? They test the boundaries of what they can get away with. It's up to good men and women to offer resistance. I've never been very popular with my colleagues. Never had close friends. I lost the chance to form relationships with people because I'm blunt, direct, driven. Well, I regret that. But what I do not regret is the friendships I missed out on or lost because I stick to what I believe in. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Case Zero wants to talk to you. Uncompromising your principles. You need to lighten up. No, you have principles. Thank you. In my mind, you could pay me no greater compliment. If I were to make a list of people I trust, you wouldn't be at the top. You wouldn't be at the top. You wouldn't be at the top. Wow, thanks. I wasn't finished. You wouldn't be at the top, but it would be a short list. And you would be on it. I feel the same. I appreciate that, but let's not get all sentimental, shall we? We still have work to do. To get back to your question, you asked me if I had any doubts about being an officer of the law. My response to you is this. Duty. Duty? Duty. The will to do what you must, even if it makes you unpopular. The will to admit you are wrong for the greater good. The will to put yourself in danger to expose the truth. I still believe in the constabulary, and the constabulary still believes in duty. Duty is the will to take responsibility for something, even when you don't have to. It is looking at someone else's litter on the street and putting it in the waste bin. It is helping a drunk man safely home, even though he brought his misfortune on himself. A duty is working in a bar, helping the people you serve by keeping them safe, even when it is not your job. I trust I need say no more. Thank you. Okay. I still think, how does this justify How bad were we? Like, K0, how bad were we that this is kind of like the way he's thinking about stuff? I don't know. Maybe a lot has changed in the year. Look, I'm stuck on K0 because I know there's payoff, baby. Right now, though, I guess I could ask him about the alibi. I hope he wasn't there. Dude, if you were there at the party, I feel like you're gonna be implicated, so... Yeah, I know Clara is someone to ask. There's gotta be other people. I'm sure maybe like Olivia. Always a smart option to ask for stuff. Who else? Lawrence might come back. You know, that would be interesting. He has a lot of money. He's from like own money. Elena seems to have like a lot of connections. I mean, she'll be here anyway, obviously. I think Maria will probably pop in, just because of Clara coming in. Let me see. What did I want to write? I don't remember. Anyway, alibi. Normally, I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. An alibi is an alibi, but does feel suspiciously convenient, doesn't it? Let's see if anyone else can confirm this. Okay, yeah. Let's talk about this. Yeah, this is very interesting. Bukovi's treasurer brutally beaten to death, and a second victim yet to be identified. Is it any wonder the press is all over this case? We have our work cut out for us. Where should I start? Okay. Still, someone must be affected by their death. See if anyone is behaving suspiciously. Okay, yeah. Yeah, someone must know. Okay. Clara! And yeah, we knew her. Okay, we're not Clara, but we did know her. I know we worked at the same place. Love you. And that's why you're significant in Case Zero, because we actually know you. It's all coming together. I'm gonna actually get some more to drink so I can clear out my congestion, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about chair noises. It is the loudest chair on the planet. So excited. I think this is such like a good little detail. I figured she knew us. And I'm very excited because I feel like we have very similar energies. Like this bartender, very like high energy, peppy, like, hey, let's talk, customer service champion. Clara kind of has like that high energy thing going on. I'll have to consider like drawing them as besties when I finish the game and I know who's who and if I'm not secretly someone else, you know. But I think they're vibing. This is a nice vibe. The doorbell chimes and your former coworker Clara Salo descends the stairs. As soon as she sees you, she hurries to the counter with a big grin. Clara, long time no see. Fancy seeing you here. Well, it makes sense. Ever since you were let go from the Spire Lounge, I figured you'd turn up in a place like this. How have you been? Pretty good. You know, life is good. At least one of us has some prospects. Damn, I gotta find a better gig. Something cool like you, but not exactly like you. What's up? Don't mind me. I don't want to kill the mood this early in the evening. Especially when we're in the middle of a reunion. Say, any chance of slipping me some freebies again? You know, for old time's sake. Own liquor. Anything for... Yeah, it's my own liquor I'd be giving away. Sure, anything for a friend. Oh, I was kidding. Thanks for the offer. I wouldn't rip you off or take advantage. You know, you're nothing like old Mr. Muldoon in the Spire Bar with the secret bottle of vinculum red. You know, me and Sabra were drinking it and refilling the bottles with vinegar. If I had known you were the bartender, I would have come sooner. I'm not much of a drinker, but this place has a buzz about it, even if it's been a bit dangerous around here recently. What have you been up to? Ortitsu, of course. I'll tell you about it when you have some time. I look forward to it. Oh yeah. You have your, who's your Bartitsu? Yeah, Sifu. I don't think we're meeting Sifu. I thought we were gonna meet Sifu. We aren't. Probably. Who knows? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We have 2 more characters. Probably. Or more. What sort of drinks do you like? Oh, the one I really like is the copper something? Copper gun, copper kettle? Oh, I know, copper bullet. Yeah. You mentioned work not going well? I'm too clear-headed to go back to those memories, barkeep. Clara tries to smile, but you can tell she's hiding real feelings. Maybe if she was less sober, she'd be more talkative. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You lift a clean glass from the tray and place it on the table. Clara eyes you eagerly. How about a drink, Clara? I'm more than tempted. Remember, I've worked tomorrow, so nothing too strong. We need to get to 7. Eeps. That's not 7. 777 is the drama queen, so might as well. This might make her mood bad. Pretty great, I'll give you that. Just don't know if it's what I'm craving. Okay. You mentioned work not going well. Clara looks uneasy, then gives you a depressed, knowing nod. The alcohol has helped relax her somewhat. Well, my night is already going badly. Might as well double down. At least the booze is taking the edge off, a little. I take it you know what has happened back at Hotel Jubilee? Petru's murder. Bingo. The maid who made the call? It was me. Of course it had to be me. Why is it always me? I always seem to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm sorry to hear that. I was cleaning another room when I heard breaking glass and some kind of struggle in the premium suite. The live music from the party downstairs must have covered up what was happening in there. What did you see? Not too much. You remember the rules for maids, right? All guests want to see are clean rooms, not the people cleaning them. Still, curiosity got the better of me, so I took a quick peek around the corner in case it was something serious. I know it was dangerous, but I also figured maybe someone was in need of help. You saw a guest? I saw someone walk out of that room. I only saw them for a second before I ducked back to hide. They almost saw me, but in the second I can say I'm sure of one thing. It was a big blonde guy and looked a lot like Bjorn. You know Bjorn? Sometimes Lucas stays at the hotel on weekdays when he works late, and he's polite and friendly, so we talk. We're not buds really, but even in casual chat he cannot shut up about his big gentle giant. So why were you scared? Blood on the door handle when he closed the door. You couldn't miss it. When I saw the blood, I knew I was in trouble. I hid till his footsteps faded away. Long after the footsteps were gone, I was just frozen there in my hiding spot. I've been in scraps and fought my way out of tough situations, but I've never been so afraid in all my life. When I finally ran to the telephoning machine in the lobby, I could barely dial for shaking. It sounds frightening. I'm glad the police found the body, and it wasn't me or any of the other maids that saw the mess. The descriptions in the papers were enough to make my stomach churn. Still, I'll never forget what I heard that evening. What sort of psycho would whistle a tune as he walks away from a murder? That is disconcerting. I agree. Anyway, I gave my statement to the police, and it seems Bjorn is the only one who fits the description. I don't know him personally, but if Lucas vouches for him, that's got to stand for something. Part of me just hopes some new suspect appears out of nowhere. I'd hate to see Lucas go from lovebird to unwitting partner of a murderer. Me too, yeah. Car statement. Interesting. I guess you wouldn't be at the party, so I need to find out who was at the party to make this distinction. I think Elena might be a good option, honestly. Who are you close with, Clara? Here at the nightcap? Here or anywhere. I've been playing chess with Maria. Oh, great. I know. I don't really seem like the bookish, sit at a table and move we fellas around type. I'm not exactly an intellectual. I didn't say that. Aw, thanks, bud. Appreciate your support. But Sifu teaches me that every skill you learn in Bartitsu can be applied to your everyday life. You got laundry to do? Then you have an opponent in front of you and some hard work ahead. Break it down, don't give up, and sweep the leg. Or the socks. Your boss is riding you for being late. Well, that's a high-pressure situation. Words are weapons and accusations are attacks. Be nimble, don't let him pin you down, and try to redirect his defense. Use his own moves against him. I was late? Yeah, I guess that's why I saw you smoking out back where it's forbidden. Anyway, chess is a game of wits, and you don't win by being passive. You gotta be bold. At least that's how I play. Maria says I need to slow down and learn patient defense, but that's not really my style. Also, I don't care about winning that much. I'm never gonna beat Maria. She's so smart. When I make big moves, she kinda smiles and... well, that smile. Damn, it just lights up the room. She's been through so much. I just want to look after her. Protect her, you know? She's been behind this big cloud for so long, but I can see the sunlight peeking through. She's getting lighter, coming back to life. Sounds like someone has a crush. What? Her? Me? I don't know what you're getting off. Ease off with that, will ya? Hey, do you think I should... I don't know. Tell her more clearly how much I, respect and admire her? I was considering it, but her last partner was Alina, and I am nothing like her. Did you see her? You are very pretty. Come on, man. Wow, yeah, I don't know. What if she thinks it's inappropriate? Come on, you gotta tell her. You gotta tell her. Right, I will. Maybe I'll let you know. Cute. Cuties. Cuties. Let's see. Yeah, can you tell me more about your... Actually, I'm gonna ask you the evidence stuff. Do you know anyone who was at the party we could ask? Sorry, barkeep, I wouldn't know the first thing about that. I gotta get home. If I turn up late again, my boss is gonna fire me, and he'll give me that big dumb grin while he does it. See you soon. I want this fit, also. Hugo? Oh, we don't call him detective anymore. Interesting, interesting. I should keep working. Yeah. Let's get you in a bad mood. References. Minty and fresh. The opposite of minty and fresh. I mean, we could do coffee. I don't know if she likes coffee that much. Not high in alcohol, though. Okay. So no. Let me reload. I think maybe I just need to go the full opposite. I need to get her in a bad mood. just quick save right here. I feel bad because I love her so much. Is this neutral? It means neutral for her. Not liked, not disliked. I need something that she'll probably not like. Dry war sounds like gross. Nope. If we had evidence like that we could present that would make her sad. Oh, I hate that. Sorry. Copper bullet. You into that? You don't like this one. I mean, it has ginger ale. Okay. My first disliked drink. Maybe she doesn't dislike any of these. Pirate's Joy might be a good one. If I get her too drunk, she'll just leave, so... Yep. I'm allowing myself to save scum because... I don't know. Cheating isn't real. It's a mechanic of the video game, so I'm using it. Would you like a drama queen? I don't think you'd like a drama queen. You don't seem super dramatic to me. You seem very grounded. See, there's just one I can't give her because it's so much alcohol. She will just leave. She didn't mind all of these. Wake up call might be it. These two. Then. Okay, not that one. So, it might be that evidence is what I have to do. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. No. I thought I gave her everything except the one that's like really high alcohol. Does this mean... I don't know. Yikes. I'll give you a one-night stand. Is this like just neutral or do you actually dislike it? Yeah, it's just neutral. I'll try the royal flush, but I think she's gonna leave. Because it's at like the end of her tolerance. But will she be in a bad mood the next day? They never clarified that. That was quite the drink. Okay, yeah. She doesn't mind any of these drinks. So that's... It would need to be evidence to get her in a bad mood. So let me just give her a drink that she likes to get all the actions. And then see if throwing some evidence at her will make her sad. Here's this. This might make her sad. It sounds to me like Clara is lucky she wasn't spotted, or things could have ended badly for her. I know Maria has a soft spot for her, but if you ask me, the girl is a bit too brave for her own good. Perhaps. Double homicide? I read about this in the papers, and heard about it on the radio. People even whispered about it in church. A politician dying in such a brutal fashion has everyone worried. Do you believe that Bjorn did it? Of course not. You shouldn't lead credence to that sort of nonsense, dear. A foreign laborer is an easy scapegoat. It's as simple as that. Okay, so I don't think actually this will give me much. Bjorn's alibi. Oh, could it be so simple? One wonders why Bjorn is even under suspicion if he had this kind of alibi going for him. My thoughts exactly. Yeah, I guess I have to wait until she gets sad on her own. There's no John Lacey. Maybe there's something about him. Lucas Crown. Lucas Crown, born 1889, is the son of Chester Crown and Emily Marcia Crown. current patriarch and matriarch of the Crown family. Zara's history traces the Crown's family name back to the country's first attempt at unification in the year 1600. The family has held positions of power as advisors to royalty and rulers alike, which is theorized to be the origin of the name. Receiving his basic education through private tutors, Lucas went on to study economics and finances at the University of Wallachia in the south of Zara. Upon graduating with high honors, Lucas returned to Bukovi and briefly worked at Weaver's Accountancy to earn some workplace experience before finally accepting a job at Grand Central Bank, currently owned and operated by his father. Okay. John Lacey. John Lacey Jr., born 1886, is the son of John Lacey Sr. and the current priest assigned to the East Church of Bukovi on Bukovi Boulevard. John Lacey has been in the service for 25 years to the Church of the Goddess, partaking in smaller services until taking over from his late father in 1910. Since then, official records indicate that the Bukovi Boulevard Church has grown in followers, which include the renowned opera singer Olivia Carmine. Records also indicate that John Lacey briefly took a leave of absence for a month after his father passed away in the summer of 1927, but has since been back in service. Interesting. Is it possible that the body burnt in the steel mill is like not actually... I don't know why that made me think of that. Maybe because his father's dead. But maybe the body burned is not like a real body, is not someone who's just killed. And that was specifically done to implicate Bjorn because he worked at the steel mill. I think that's possible. Good evening, bartender. I'm glad this place is still open and it's nice to see you again. I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. When we first met, I was in a bad place. I just lost my friend and maybe I was a little cold, distant. Understandable considering what you had been through. Hey, thanks. That's decent of you to say. And I'm doing better now. Not, fantastic, but I am back on track. And that track right now leads to something tasty and alcoholic. It's good to take a break from the books and socialize a bit. Is there anything you want to talk about before I go back to reading? Okay. Sort of drinks, something light, more in the mood for a treat than something that will get me drunk, if that makes sense. I'm glad you still decided to come with a nightcap then. Of course, I suppose I'm here for the company more so than the alcohol, but everything you mix is delicious. Okay. Have you been since... I'll do this first. How have you been since we last talked? It's been tough, but after Alina's murderer was brought to justice, I felt better. A little. What do you think of Wendy now? I don't think about her at all. I think of who I lost, and I think of how much duller my life is without her. There's a quote in my favorite book. I don't have nightmares about the axe that cut down all the trees. I have dreams of the forest and how the sun felt shining through the canopy. That's beautiful. That's really actually, that gets me really bad. I don't waste time on people that don't matter to me. Now, I can remember Alina, and the person responsible has been taken somewhere she can be forgotten by me, and everyone. I'm trying to get on with my life. I guess the worst thing is when something good does happen, and I want to tell someone. Alina would have been the first person I turned to. Last week I managed to play a few sets. I felt like a fog lifted from my brain. I was feeling the board, predicting the moves I needed to make to win. It was just like the old me was back, just for a moment. But after the elation of a breakthrough, I didn't have anyone to tell, anyone to celebrate with. My joy just dissipated. What's the point of winning at chess if you can't share your victory with a friend? I mean, Clara's great, but I think, you have Miss Bai, you have a connection with her, and you should be relying on that, because y'all are closer. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I know Fang has been worried about me. I should drop in to see her. I've avoided the place, but maybe it's time. I miss her, and I know she misses me. Misses us both. I'm putting myself out there, trying to make new friends, trying to find some joy again. And not just because it's what Alina would have wanted. It's what I want too. But I have to go at my own pace. I understand. Thanks, and not just for this talk, for everything. I'm glad I'm out and living my life again, and every time I force myself to come here, I'm glad to see you too. Thanks, friend. Yeah, because I think, like, you have, obviously, you've known Clara for a pretty long time now. I mean, like, a year is not, it's not insignificant, you know? But I think, like, you have this established connection, and that gives you, like, an opportunity to not, like, oh, cute. As I was talking about this, I'm like, y'all are so cute. But yeah, I think you definitely should talk with Miss Bai. She's like, I think she could also use that too. Oh, this is fantastic. Clara should try this one. She'd love it. Okay. Have you found a new chess partner? Are y'all just chess partners? I have. That's great. I'm not trying to replace Alina. I mean, we both know that. But it's been good to have someone to play against. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure Clara's that interested in chess. This may sound strange, but I think she just wants to spend time with me. Does it sound strange, really? That's not so strange. What should I do about it? What do you mean? Well, I don't want to give her the wrong idea. I just like her company and having a chess partner. I don't want anything else right now. I see. So am I leading her on if I just want some company, but she thinks I want more? Just be honest with her. I mean, like, time will tell what you feel. That you're not ready right now, that's not a shutdown. I think that's cool. You're right. She's a big girl. She deserves my honesty. And who knows? She is sort of handsome in her own way. And I don't think I could push her away even if I wanted to. Yeah. I think she would respect giving you some time. I think she just wants to say that she, like, does care about you and likes your company. Double up on that info. Let me just... Yeah. I don't think she'd, like, be put off by that, you know? Have you been reading the news about the murders? It's all very alarming. It's had a big effect on the people here. I've been watching everyone closely. What have you noticed? Vincent was pretty shook up. I'm fond of him, but he has some old-fashioned ideas. He's not the most open-minded about foreigners, and he's prone to being judgmental. I don't know if I can talk to him about it. He seems touchy. Yeah, Lucas definitely is worried. And with Vincent, it's possible maybe he's also a suspect. He's got a large build. He could put on a wig. I don't think so, though. It feels like a little obvious right now. Then there's Lucas. He's terrified. More afraid than Bjorn. He knows it doesn't look good for his partner. He just found someone, and now he's worried about losing them. Hugo's on the case, and he seems focused, but nervous. I see how he talks to you now, too. Something has changed. You're closer, and I'm glad. Maybe together you can solve this mess. Thanks, Maria. That's helpful. Hey, anytime. Good luck. She is very astute. Very, very astute. I miss him. I miss you. Yeah. I wonder if this is going to be another case where we have to find, like... I think last case might have introduced us to the concept of finding our actual suspects. Will you visit the tea terrace? I want to. I should, like, look in on Miss Bai. She misses Alina and you. I know. I've been caught up in my own grief. I couldn't shake the horror of that night. I didn't want to see that place again. But it must have been hard for Fang too. It happened in the place she considers home. Maybe if I go back there, even though it's hard for me, it would make her feel better. I'm not avoiding her. I hope she knows that too. She knows. Yes, but I think I need to make sure of that. I need to see her. I've been so caught up in my own grief, I think I forgot about people like Miss Bai. Hey bartender, thanks for giving me a nudge. This is the right thing to do. For me and Miss Bai. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all need each other. You know? And I love like the nods design wise to kind of like I mean, this is just a little thing. I know like I've clocked Maria's like headband as being related to like Alina, but I think it's like a little nice little nod. If I'm going to be art student about this, sorry, I punched the mic. I punched the mic because I'm so angry about art. No, but if I'm gonna be so art like studious student like about it, both of them having that kind of like on their head. Obviously, it's just like an embellishment that adds like a little visual interest, but for me, I'm thinking like maybe, you know, it's a little bit of like Alina's on their mind. Could be like a good, maybe not an intentional sort of symbolism, but I'm pulling that from it. I'll read over into things way too much. Yeah, I think evidence is gonna be the thing that makes her upset. Maybe she'll have a conversation with Vincent that'll make her upset. That's what I think. And I don't think Vincent is probably a suspect. I think just like Lawrence in the last case, he is representing something about like the society. You know, he's representing that sort of person. And that's what I think anyway. Sorry, statement. I'm sure I don't need to tell you how damning this looks. Perhaps it's time to admit your faith in Bjorn was misplaced. It's not like you to jump on the easy answer, detective. Your powers of persuasion continue to amaze me. It seems I picked the right partner. So Clara saw the whistling men leaving Petru's room after 11. Question is, was Bjorn still at the party at that time? I'll find out. Yeah. He's impressed by my riz. Naturally. Wait, did I ask you? I should probably ask you. If you were at the party. I don't really know anything about that, I'm afraid. I'm getting kind of sleepy. I'm gonna go home and read till I pass out. I might have already asked her about this. Just to try and get her sad, yeah. I think it's gonna be like a time thing where Vincent comes in and he's doing Vincent shit because he was really unhinged this time. I think that's very likely. It's just sort of but that doesn't explain the other one. I'll put these down. I'll shuffle them around later. The little portrait of ginger ale. Beautiful. Actually, let me look at this mess for a second. We are really studious. And we also smoke. Kind of have like an interesting thing going on. I would love if there's like a little cute little ironwork down here. Because I did like some like touring of house museums for a class like back when I was studying. And they have like the funniest little like cast iron things like near like fireplaces that are just so charming. So that looks like a book. This looks like books instead of a fireplace. So maybe it got refitted. Probably refitted to be that. Peter! Peter! Oh no. Uh-oh. And there's Ilya! My Blorbos! My faves! Uh-oh. Oof. Something's happening, it's not very good. Peter Wagner approaches the bar. His usual swagger is muted. He looks a little forlorn. Would you like a drink to turn that frown upside down? It's been a wild few days, mate. Sometimes it feels like nothing can shock me anymore. It's nice to be proven wrong. Keeps you on your toes. You wanna talk about it? Drink about it, maybe. Hey, at least you're off the hook on your debt for now. We no longer have an official relationship. What do you mean? What, Pretty Boy didn't tell you? Carla's out of the picture, Squirt. Packed up and left. Probably on a beach sipping cocktails out of some poor sod's skull by now. Wait! 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 Maybe it is. Maybe you are Carla. Maybe you are Carla. That makes sense because if it's King's Boys getting revenge. Oh god. Are you Carla? Did I clock it? Am I good? Also... I think the text. The text is what it is. The text says what it says. Why did she leave? Fuck if I know. Some deal gone south, they say. Probably cut her losses. Point is, she's gone. So am I really off the hook? Peter looks up slowly, a half smile playing on his lips. Lets out a humorless chuckle, but the tension dissipates when he sighs. It was fun to come here and give you a scare. Nothing personal, right? You didn't take offense. It was just a job. Glad you got some perspective. People can get real sensitive when you threaten their kneecaps. Anyway, I might still stick around this place, unless you have any objections. Even if you did, I still need some place for booze. And damn it, I got attached to some of the ugly mugs I see around this place. Maybe my ugly mug fits in. It does, Peter. Let's have a nice, calm chat. So you're unemployed now? This is an interesting place. Like, why would you... I mean, I guess you come back here. It's not exactly the nicest place for you, huh? What sort of drinks do you like? Same as last time, of course. But I'm not important for you to remember. Well, Relax, Squirt. I'm yanking your chain. I like dark rum, but nothing too rich and creamy right now. Noted. He lift a clean glass and place it on the table. He perks up. Need of a tipple. Yep. Let's give you your perfect storm. Nasty looking. Strong and delicious. Reminds me of someone. Are you complimenting yourself? Wow. No, that's valid. I mean, you're right. You're right, but you probably shouldn't say it to me. So you're unemployed now. Well, I'm currently available for employment offers. I'm considering whether I should keep my skills up to date by taking on some personal projects. Know any nosy folks I can work my knuckles on? No? Peter seems very guarded about this topic. You'll need both charm and a lot of liquor to make him lower his defenses. Okay, we're not there yet. Let me write that down. Peter... Second heart... Heart... And... Second... Drink... Icon. Okay, we'll remember that for next time. Do you enjoy your work, Peter? Sure. Love it. Every day is happier and cheerier than the last. I can tell you're bothered by something. I'm used to bashing folks, but there needs to be some kind of order, some stability, even just to give my day some damn variety. Variety? Yeah, my job's always involved bashing folk, but almost as much of it was threatening to bash folk, or sitting around tailing folk, collecting money for businesses we knew were reliable, getting kickbacks, picking up the boss's dry cleaning, you know, mundane stuff. What changed? Peter hesitates, biting his lip. For a moment, you think he's about to open up to you about something, but then he seems to reconsider. I lost my fucking job, didn't I? It'll be all sitting around all the time now. So you better make sure you're still on my good side once my fist starts itching for a good bashing. What changed? What changed? I mean, you like it here, don't you? Are we gonna get case... I'm desperate for case zero stuff. Nah, hate this place. Hate the lot of you. Especially you. You're the worst. Peter, be serious. You're gonna hurt my feelings. Damn it, Squirt. Ain't it enough that I come by here and tolerate you lot and all your soft talk? I'm not the sentimental type. I barely like myself, and I'm the smartest, best-looking fella I ever met. What do you want from me? A written admission that I like this place? You want a heart-shaped pillow with Peter loves the nightcap embroidered on it? Yes. Maybe you could put a photo up on the wall of me with all my chums. Me and Mertens, best mates forever. Me and Vincent, his hand on my shoulder like he's a proud uncle. Me and the priest, and he's telling me about hell like a tour guide who already knows where I'm headed. You're in a funny mood. Funny? There's a lot of words that could describe my situation, Squirt, but funny ain't one of them. My world got flipped and I'm still finding my feet, you know. You can find your feet here, don't worry. I'll feed you so much drink. You just hit a sensitive spot. Truth is, I do like it here. My private life is a bigger fucking mess than my apartment. My work is... well, it's shot. Who knows what comes out of all this upheaval? Nothing good. This place is... it's the one place I can be. Yourself? It's the one place that makes sense right now. The world I live in. The world you don't know. It's chaos right now. More than usual. There's only so many heads I can bash in a night before I feel the need for... this. I need a place like this. You have a friend here. Hey, me. You mean... you don't want friends like me? I'm trouble, Squirt. Hey, I like trouble. Hey, hand outstretched. Let's glue pennies to the sidewalk together. I should go drink for drink with one of the regulars. There's a few whose company I don't mind, and one or two who might be able to keep up. What do you reckon, bartender? You see this lot drink every night. Who's made of sterner stuff? Who can hold their drink? Father Lacey drinks a lot. I think Bjorn is a good one. Clara's, I mean, she doesn't drink a lot, but y'all would probably get along. This one's funny. Oh, he sure does. Phil is a high-functioning alcoholic, or maybe medium-functioning. He seems fairly spooked about something recently. He's terrified of me at the best of times. I doubt he wants anything to do with me. Hey, this place ain't exactly my home from home, but it is a refuge for me recently. Thanks for the talk, bartender. Thanks for being, you know, pretty alright about me coming here all the time. Hey, you're always welcome, dude. I'll be right back. I have to do something real quick. Okay. Sorry again for my chair squeak. Well, no. No, wait, I'll leave. I always want to give an option. Those dusty old liquor bottles won't rearrange themselves. Yeah. He's so cool. He's so cool. I just Grinch react to him. Hey, Hugo. Never mind, Hugo. Goodbye, Hugo. Let's overhear this. Ilya sits with her nose stuffed in a book. You notice Vincent walk past intrigued. Is that a book from upstairs? No, it's mine. Why? Just wondering. It's a Sarin classic, you know. I recognize the cover. Your accent. Where are you from? I'm from Rusalka, but my father's Italian accent shaped my own. And yes, this is translated. I'm struggling through it. I've heard good things about it, but in my language it seems bumpy. Viduk. Yes, he writes like a poet. I don't know how well his flowery prose would translate. I might have a native version upstairs if you want one. I don't know if my Sarin is good enough for that yet, but I'll give it a try. Tomorrow I'll come back. Are you interested in Sarin literature or just this book? I'm interested in Sarin culture. Obsessed, my mother would say. I moved here with that in mind. It seemed a sleepy sort of place before the excitement of the early Reformation period. Then there was the establishment of the Natural Libraries and Museums Cultural Project at the turn of the century. Yes, and that led to the Age of Prosperity. That brought new problems of its own. Perhaps, but change is part of culture. As long as books and histories preserve the past, vibrant culture is a sign of a hopeful future. I don't know if I agree. So much has been lost. So many people coming into the country and all these foreign imports. You might be enjoying a class in Sarin book, but I doubt many others are. I would say the culture changes. Your country's local tradition has tomatoes in it. Tomatoes aren't local to Callisto, they're imported. That tradition can only be a few hundred years old, but it was created, right? Vincent starts to speak, then pauses and thinks more deeply. Ilya has wrong-footed him. He doesn't look angry. You've given me something to think on, young lady. I'll go get you that book then we can continue this engaging discussion. Love her outfit. Love her outfit. Being able to see it fully. So good. So good. Bartender. Mr. Floor. Yeah, it's wind. References. Noted. Seem less jovial today. Can you blame me? The country is in flames, and look around you. This bar has done nothing to improve the civility in the city. We're offering people respite. At best, I hope the nightcap would unite people in some way. Perhaps it could offer a shared space to shift the cultural zeitgeist toward tolerance and understanding by welcoming people of all creeds and cultures. It's a failed experiment, bartender. At least we tried, but we must admit we failed. How? These recent heinous murders, the news of war, not to mention the debacles at the Tea Terrace and the Opera. And all the while, immigration numbers rise as Sara loses its identity. You're too quick to cast blame. Am I? I'm not so sure. The nightcap was to be a bulwark against our cultural decline, but I look around here and who do I see that elevates the civility of our community? Who? Father Lacey? I have never seen anyone complain so much about complaining. If confessions are so unbearable to him, he should find a new profession. His moping sucks the life out of any merriment, even here. Peter Wagner. Another thug and hooligan. I would ban him from this place if I wasn't afraid someone worse might follow. Then we have the Weasel, Detective Mertens. Oof. I love this. Love this. Case Zero? Case Zero? We're getting some snaps for Case Zero? My hands are too sweaty and the mic isn't picking it up. Weasel. Untrustworthy. A rodent. He's my friend. Sort of. We're besties. He has the capacity for capriciousness that we should all be wary of. None more so than you. He's an ambitious man, and he stepped on people like you before. You should be on your guard around him. I know I am exceptionally gloomy today, bartender. I feel I should warn you to take no heed of my pessimism, but an even worse fear has hold of me, and I can't seem to shake it. What's that, Vincent? I fear that my mood is justified by the world we live in now, that I am not a pessimist today, but a realist. Last, what are we to do, barkeep? We shouldn't look for scapegoats. That of war shouldn't make us turn on each other. We need to be more hopeful for the future. Yeah. Yes, well, that is easy to say, but perhaps there is some truth in it. I will keep myself busy and hope that my dark thoughts are not simply a reflection of a darkening world. Yeah. Let me get you something to drink. Tempted. Yeah, straight from the age of prosperity. Okay, yeah. Hopefully we can fix him. Nothing has occurred to change the fact that he was witnessed firsthand. Oh, you were at the party? I was. It was an important high society event that I was attending. Naturally, I was surprised to see someone like Bjorn, but given he was brought by Lucas, I could see why the fish was out its water. I wanted to turn a blind eye and focus on having a jolly evening, then he decided to cause a bit of a commotion. How so? I noticed him approach Petru that evening, which was already strange seeing as Bjorn didn't really interact with anyone, was stuck like a barnacle to Lucas. What a strange sight. A steel mill worker and a politician speaking as if they knew one another? Whatever he said, it must have been upsetting because Petru angrily ordered Bjorn to leave him alone and stormed off. Initially, I attributed it to a simple social faux pas. Try not to gape. Gawk. After the hubbub died down, Lucas walked to me and asked if I'd seen Bjorn. He had conveniently exited the premises shortly after the police arrived. Bjorn left? Guilty feet find haste when repercussions approach. I told the press as much when they asked witnesses for details. You told the press about Bjorn? Yes, pardon me, but you sound almost accusatory when asking me if I did my duty as a citizen of Sara. I reported suspicious behavior to the appropriate authorities. That's all I know. If you're not interested in listening to your patrons, I suggest you search for a different line of work. Okay. Interesting. Where did he go? Ooh, Lucas. I don't think he's lying about this. He's definitely biased, but I don't think he's lying about it. Ilya! I could go straight to Lucas or I could go to my Blurbo. She's so cute. Oh, she's also got gloves. Yikes. Not great. Not great, Ilya. Please don't be a murderer. Ilya takes a seat at the bar, looking around the room with a smile as she breathes in the atmosphere. Evening, barkeep. Evening, Ilya. Good to see this place filled with people. There's a lot of history in this building. This is a cute sprite. This is a cute sprite. This is what happens. This is what she does on the other side of the stack. I wonder if there's ever been a bar in here before this one. I should look that up. Please tell me if I get stuck chatting about the same subject for too long. I do that a lot. What sort of drinks do you like? Something sweet is good for a beginner, right? Can you get chocolate drinks? Is that possible? If not, why not? I think that would be an ambush. No, that doesn't have chocolate. Why did I think this one had chocolate? It's coffee. I think you'd like this. This suits you. It's a cute drink. For a cute little lady. Okay, yeah. I'll just give you an ambush. There should be chocolate in this. Oops, shit. This one's sticky. It is fascinating to partake in the ritual of alcohol. This is the finest drink I have ever tasted. Well, one of the only drinks, but still. Okay. So in all your research, what do you find the most interesting? Well, I often go down a rabbit hole on one particular subject or another, but in general, it's Saran history that fascinates me the most. The challenge for me is remembering the bigger picture. When you start digging into Saran history and culture, you can really lose track of time. I've always been like this. My parents worried I was always off in a world of my own, diving into books, researching some esoterica for days. My Rusalkan grandmother owned a library though, so I had plenty of source material. Baba always encouraged my curiosity. She brought me new books every day, but my parents thought I was peculiar. Still, at least they were honest with me about it. I prefer when people are forthright with me, but I now realize not everyone is like that. For example, I don't know if you want me to say something about your apron. What about my apron? It's probably filthy. It's probably covered in something, cat hair or drinks. I will write that down as a character detail. That's funny. This is the autism angle. This line right here. What about my apron? It's unacceptably stained for you to be serving people. I knew it. Let me put that down as a character detail. Apron. I'm circling it. It's unacceptably stained for you to be serving people. Some of the red wine stains are more than a week old. You can tell by the patina. It's a very clear 8-day patina, or more. Anyway, I'm trying my best to be a bit more social. Hence, here, I could stay home reading all day, but even I know there's more to life than books. There is. Love you. She called us out. You're so silly. Literally all my favorites are sillies. Will your friends from Silas Tech be joining you? I don't think so. They all go to another place. Some kind of cafe with soda drinks, I think. Why don't you join them? I'm sort of an outsider. I don't really feel like I want to tag along with them, and I don't think they want me to either. Their loss. Right. Thanks. I don't make friends easily, but this seems like a friendly place. Why can't you make friends? I don't know. I suppose it might be the timing. I mean, when I get bored of a conversation, I just want to stop. Why should I keep talking when I don't want to talk anymore? So sometimes I leave too early, and people think I'm rude. But then I also find it kind of hard to judge when someone else wants me to leave. I mean, back in Rusalka, it was a little clearer, but still not always obvious to me. I guess I just find it hard to figure out when people are just being polite, here or back home. I'll be honest. I moved to Bukovi because I wanted to experience the culture, not make friends. Silas is a great place for someone like me. Someone like you. Yeah, you know, a sponge for facts and trivia. And the people there are nice, but it's mostly a solitary job. And I like that. I can explore little rabbit holes of knowledge for hours without anyone bothering me. But sometimes I wish there was someone I could share my interests with. Just for a while. Just till they get bored. So I guess that's one reason I come here. And one reason why I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm glad you made a friend. We're friends. You mean you? Yes. Yes. Thank you. Are you supposed to thank people for being your friend? You can. Well, I'm going to say thank you because I am grateful and it makes sense to me to say it. And let me know if you need anything from me in return, friend. Okay? Yeah. No, you are welcome here. I love listening to people talk. You're very charming. Everything you said, is it relatable to me? Maybe a little. Maybe a little. We don't need to talk about that. They haven't invented autism yet. Or the diagnosis of autism yet. They're about to. It's on the horizon. isn't it? It is. I mean, this is alternate history. So, a different universe. They've got like skyships, don't they? Why do I think they have skyships? I know they have planes. Ah, well. Do you ever miss home? Sometimes, yes. I have fond memories of my childhood in Rusalka. Sosa is a small village with harsh winters and cold summers. My grandmother ran the local library, so I spent all my free time surrounded by books and old women chattering about the weather. People were very warm and close-knit, always coming together for coffee or a chat. I did miss that after I left, being surrounded by it. Traveling there always felt like I was diving back into the past. The transport is old and rickety, the streets full of potholes, the buildings still riddled with bullet holes from the war. Do you still go there? Not really. These days I have no more reason to. Neither of my parents are still alive, and the library was sold after my grandmother passed. Besides, my interests have drawn me here, to Bukovi. It's fascinating how much Saran culture has evolved since the age of prosperity. How much it continues to change year by year. Not like my hometown, forever frozen in time. Bukovi is my home now, at least until my interests pull me away somewhere else, I guess. Hey, you're always welcome me. Leave you for a second. Oh, sure. Yes, well, a good evening then. I feel like you should really start talking with them. This would be a great group. They get along really well. Definitely. And, Miss Bai would probably like her a lot. Who is this other stack operator? Are you Ilya? That's not Ilya. Apologies, your default operator is currently not available. If you wish for a new operator. Okay. I'll ask that when she's not there. Hugo. I don't think there's anything I have to say to you. Except this. So our suspect had a fight with Petru shortly before his death. And to make matters worse, Bjorn decides to vanish shortly before the crime occurred. It looks bad. It also sounds bad. I have no idea where Bjorn might have slipped off to. Time to consult our witness, Clara, about what she saw that night. Yep, that's so good. Okay. Father John Lacey. Bartender. John. Okay. Let's give you a drink that you really like. I think maybe they'll make you happier the other time. He likes high alcohol content. John McQueen's pretty good. Let's just give you a royal... You don't have a prayer one. Royal flush? How about this? Maybe if he's happy right now, it will make him happy later. By the goddess, I feel I am on the cusp of touching radiance. Or perhaps losing my lunch. Either way, that is probably a good sign I should stop drinking. Take care. Yep, he's gone. But it's a good way to boost his ability to like me, I guess. Evening. Evening. Sort of drinks. Thing with coffee. Okay. What could I serve Bjorn to cheer him up? He could probably use something with a little kick in it to get him out of his rut. Ginger, perhaps? Your copper bullet has that right. He's not here, but that's good to know. So... This. What? Surely Vincent saw someone else and just mistook them for Bjorn. I told you he already left the party by then, didn't I? Please be honest with me, Lucas. Oh, fine. Lying isn't going to fix this mess, is it? I'm so sorry, bartender. I don't know what I was thinking. So Vincent saw Bjorn and Petru talking, and you want to know what it was about? Yep. Well, considering Vincent's actions, I'm sure you understand why I'm reluctant to trust anyone right now. No, I understand. You can trust me, though. Lucas takes a deep breath and looks around to make sure no one is listening in. He leans in closer and begins to talk. A few weeks ago, Bjorn was waiting for me outside the bank. Bank. After working when Petru approached him. He was one of our clients. Petru asked Bjorn if he was interested in earning some extra money. Ooh, sounds shady. Yes, clearly. But he agreed. Bjorn received large sums of money on his account from an unknown party, and he wired 95% of it to a string of other accounts. The remaining 5% was his to keep. Why couldn't he just do the transfers? I fear money laundering is easier to spot for someone like me, who works in finance. Bjorn is ignorant of some of these schemes, and knows little of commerce. Unknowingly, Bjorn had become a mule, as they call it. Every time he spotted a large sum of money in his account, he did what was asked and forwarded it to the account numbers he was given. Money laundering, okay. After I bailed him out, Bjorn told me all about it. Naturally, I did not want to add to his list of alleged crimes, so I told him to keep quiet about that. Apparently, a few days before the murders, Bjorn hadn't received the usual payment. When he spotted Petru at the party, all he did was ask if the job was over. Of course, discovering money laundering in public is not something a politician wants to be caught doing, so he angrily hissed at Bjorn to leave him alone and went upstairs. That's all Bjorn told me. It's not a good look for him, but anyone who knows Bjorn would realize he's not knowingly capable of financial crimes, far less murder. Thanks for testing me. Yeah. No, that tracks. That's a good motive, but... I mean... to third party. Is it you? Sandra, is it you? Are you Carla? Are you Carla and you got money? Entirely possible. I'm leaving this for right now. I'll ask you about money laundering. I should have known he was involved in all this. The lumbering fool. You know something? Well, for once I actually do. Of course, it's because this sort of stuff is entirely crooked, but I presume that's why you asked me? Sorry. Doesn't matter. No point keeping your secrets now anyway. Your third party? It was Carla. Yes! Who else could afford to bribe the goddamn treasurer of Bukovi? All thanks to people like you taking out loans. She's making big plays, getting ambitious. When you rule the underworld, eventually you look around and realize you're still under the people with real power. Petru was as greedy as they come. Bribing him was an easy ticket into both his cash book and his inner circle, increasing Carla's influence over local politics. If you ask me, she was flying too close to the sun. Guys like that can't be trusted. The respectable types will always see us as garbage, no matter how high we climb. Yep. Real. Case zero mention? When Carla came out of the darkness, they burned her up. So why did she stop depositing the bribes? What am I, her accountant? Why are you asking me? I don't work for her anymore. Peter looks uncomfortable. He clearly knows something he's not telling you. I gotta beat it. Time to stop drinking in a bar and go home to drink in bed instead. Goodbye. Interesting. Just to deal with people. I want to end the day. So let me kind of get all this stuff. I want to end the day to kind of start connecting some things. I don't think I have much to connect, honestly. Can you tell me more about the martial arts? Artitsu? Sure. What do you want to know? Is it hard to learn? No, and there are no limits to how far you can push your training. It's useful from the very start though, especially for someone small but feisty like me. Fortitsu teaches you to use an opponent's strength and size against them. It's all about moving quick, thinking quick, and redirecting opponents' attacks. Have you had to use it? Oh yeah, certainly. And it makes me feel more confident, knowing how to look out for dangerous situations in people, and what to do when I can't just run away. Any specifics? I think the worst scrape I got in was when a highwayman tried to rob us. Highwayman? Yeah, I know. Not the most modern of criminal careers, but they still exist. Pirates do too, presumably. And are Vikings real, or are they the made-up ones? Clara, the highwayman, please. Oh, right, sure. So this guy has a pistol and a knife. Real classic highwayman style. So he says, your money or your life, stand and deliver. Can you believe people are still doing this? Nah, he just asked us to stick our jewelry in the bag. I don't have any jewelry, obviously, but my ma'am did. We were coming back from visiting my aunt in Nova Granada. I told ma'am she should take that new locomotive, but she's scared of them. Steam is for dragons, she says. Well, turns out the Northern Road is a lot more dangerous than a train. What did you do? As he reached for my wrist, I waited till he made contact, dropped my weight and pulled him close, then spun on my back foot and hit him with a spinning rear elbow. As he fell back, I followed with a front kick. Push with the hips, that's what Sifu always says. That's impressive. Is it? You really think so? Dangerous for sure, but I guess it was a little impressive. I mean, I surprised myself. I've been in plenty of other scrapes, but me and my ma'am running through the woods after I front kicked a highwayman was a highlight for sure. Thank you for listening, barkeep. I'll save the rest of my stories of adventure for another night. Okay, I want to ask you about the argument. Sorry, barkeep, I wouldn't know the first thing about that. Okay. Your statement, maybe? That's what I told ya. It's a real kicker that Prohibition got you sacked and all. At least people don't get murdered at your new gig. Not yet, I mean... Did you... I'll leave that for right now. Okay. Hey, here's some info that you might want. Petru used Bjorn as a mule to accept bribes from Carla. I had heard whispers she'd been ambitious of late. She was trying to get into politics. It seems Petru was her ticket. It seems this little venture ended badly for both of them. They were noticed, but by who? Okay. It wasn't Lucas. Surely wasn't Lucas. Maybe it was Lucas? Petru was dealing with a person like that. Oh, Bjorn, what have you gotten yourself into? Okay, yeah. So you didn't notice. You do laundry. Did you notice money laundering? I don't think that's relevant for you. I will be right back. I have to go. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Tribe is stuff. We need someone who can actually figure that out. I don't think I don't want to do that with him. It feels too risky. I don't know. Evening, I don't think you'd have much to offer. What have you heard about this? Yes, that matches what was published in the newspapers, although not all of them reported the time of death. All of them? Just how many do you read? Oh, only my favorites. I usually read the Herald, the Chronicle, the Volkseitung, Voltingtung and the Bukoskaya Gazeta. Very thorough. She does her job well. She's our bestie and she does her job. Let's see. We don't have the full newspaper. That's frustrating. Yeah, I think Carla is... I think Sandra is Carla. I think that makes the most sense to me. Okay. Okay. A lot of this does seem like a timing thing. This is another one where I feel like I just have to pass the days. I don't think you'll know anything about this. You shouldn't be telling people about this. Poor Mr. Johansson is in a world of trouble as it is without getting pinched for being an accessory to a crime. I'm sorry, you're right. Alright, just be a little more discreet, will you? People trust you, bartender. Don't betray that trust. Yeah, I'm with you. I might as well just go through all this stuff. Goshen Mule. Petru is using Bjorn as a money mule. No wonder he's keeping quiet. Why did the payment stop, I wonder? The police were on Petru's tail. I would know about it. Perhaps more importantly, who is this third party? Yes. Criminal consultant. I think this will show who I've asked about everything, right? Oop. Bjorn needs to come back in so I can talk to him. I don't think there's, I guess I connect this to this. Maybe that gives her a motive. Ugh, it's just like... Yeah. We'll just have to end the day. Not much to do, nothing much about it. Oh, there's other questions I could probably have asked, but... That's okay. This doesn't work with this. I guess it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. No one? Okay, well we got Bjorn, which is great. But how do we do this? How are we playing this? I guess I just have to ask Bjorn about stuff. Bjorn's shoulders are slumped and he sits down with a deflated sigh. He pulls a thread on his sleeve, then grunts and shakes his head. Hello. I'm glad to see you, pal. I'm not causing bother by coming here, am I? I have your back. You're gonna beat this charge, man. I appreciate that, pal. I really do. Anytime. He opens his mouth, then his words stall. He shrugs like he has nothing left. Might take some time before he will open up again. Interested in talking or just a drink? Despite everything that's happened, it's good to see your face, pal. Okay. Great. Any specific drinks? Yeah, what about Lucas? Doesn't understand the machine. He thinks he can fight it. Thinks justice and equality and all that nonsense is real. Just hope after all this, he moves on and puts me, all the misery I caused, behind him. Bjorn. Oof. What do you mean by the machine? There's a big machine that's been set in motion, and it's designed to burn up people like me. But it's more than that. What do you mean? The machine is a concept from literature. It's from a book. Well, a pamphlet, originally. The writer called it a treatise, but to my mind, that's a grand term. Its name was Alexis Abervaz. He wrote about the machine. He coined the phrase, but he argues the machine has always existed, and it will always exist. I agree. What is it? Abruvaz says the machine appears in all cultures at some point. It's a complex idea, but here's the basics. The machine is the gears of industry, commerce, and the law. And there are two types of people who are affected by the machine. There's those that control the levers that make the machine work, and there's those that get ground up and burned to fuel the machine. Abruvaz says the machine doesn't care if you don't believe in it. You still burn. The machine doesn't care if you want out. You still burn. The machine doesn't care if you control the levers. You have to use them, and they will still burn. Sometimes the machine burns you up so slow you don't notice, but you still burn. So what are we supposed to do? Abruvaz isn't too optimistic. He says every time we realize we're part of the machine, those hurt by it will rise up. But in its place, they will build a bigger, more complex machine. Subtler, but eventually more cruel. I think we can build a better system. As a theory, it seems a bit doom and gloom for me before all this. But I think deep down I knew it was true. Now I'm on the wrong side of the law. I feel myself getting burned up. I see the truth, but I know there's nothing I can do about it. Oh god. Can you tell me what happened that night? Bjorn stares blankly. He looks defeated, but then you see perhaps a glimmer in his eye. Hope remains. I just made mistake after mistake. Going to the party with Lucas, and believing that damn message on my portogram. I was a damn fool. Tell me about the message. Yeah, sure. He pulls a small device out of his pocket and holds it so you can read the last message received. 2:31 PL, location, furnace, steel mill, we must talk. PL? Peter Lombardo? Yeah, it seems that way. There's an issue at work. Union stuff. I assumed it was that. I left the party and went to the steel mill straight away. I looked for my contact by the main furnace, but then... Bjorn closes his eyes and shakes his head, his fist clenched, knuckles white. It all happened so damn fast. Just tell me what you do remember. It was dark because they dropped the shop lights at night. I stumbled through the west gate, and as I walked past a pillar, it slugged me in the gut. Hard. I double over and hear the gate close behind me. It deadlocks. I catch my breath. I'd been hit harder than that, but not much. I can barely see the big bastard in the gloom, but I try to get space. Give him a good shove. Reach for the gate, but the lock is set, so he grabs me again. Never lost a fight in my puff, but I was losing this one. This was different. This guy, he had done this before. Beaten men to death. Can't believe I fought the diamond hammer in the dark. I was gonna use it on the lock. Swear. I found the diamond hammer in the dark. Okay. Takes a deep breath. You already know what he will say next. I swung as hard as I could. Like my life depended on it. I could swing like that 100 times and never make contact so perfectly. Right in the head I hit him. Cracked like a fucking egg. Oof. What happened after that? It's all a blur. I don't remember how long I stood there. I don't even remember dropping the hammer. All I know is that when I came to my senses, all I could think of was Lucas. Why him? He always knows what to do. I didn't know who else to turn to, so I found a phone, called him, and just sat there waiting. When he finally arrived, he knew it was bad. Really bad. He insisted we get rid of the body. I just numbly followed his lead. We threw it in the furnace and went home. Did the attacker have a portogram? I didn't think to check. If it did, he must have ended up in the furnace. What next? Lucas was frantic, and he was worried no one would believe I was innocent. Neither of us slept that night. I think he knew it was the wrong decision, but it was too late. The deck was stacked against us, so we sat there, waiting. Of course, the police quickly found us and asked me to come to the station. You already know the rest. Looking at me now, you wouldn't guess I was in a fight for my life, right? I never bruised easily, and that's not exactly helping my case now. Still, it's a relief to tell this to someone who might believe me. Thanks for listening, pal. What do you think of me now? Less, I reckon. You acted in self-defense. I appreciate it, pal. I hope the courts feel the same, but I doubt it. Better for me to just die in a jail cell than on a battlefield, I suppose. Still, never imagined my life in Bukovi would turn out like this. We'll do what we can to prove your innocence. I think what is important is that we prove that someone else is doing it. Setup is interesting. Interesting. Let's leave this for right now. I'll quick save and then I'll tell Hugo, because I feel like I don't know what Hugo will respond to. He's very black and white. But you've done worse shit. Well, no, you haven't done worse shit, but maybe you have. I don't know. I feel like you have the potential to understand this. So he did kill the second victim? I figured he would confess sooner or later. It was self-defense. So he claims. Does Bjorn expect us to believe Petru lured him out there to die, only to be killed himself that same night? Two betrayals is not very elegant, is it? And are you sure you read the time of the message correctly? Something about it just doesn't add up. Yeah, it seems like the person who killed Petru, set him up and made him go there, is what I think. After they killed Petru, they did that. Let's do this. It's your floor. You know the operator of the stack? I mean, she's right there. Yes, and I confess I am fond of the young lady, even if she is as Rusalkan as vodka for breakfast. I used to think Rusalka was a proud nation, staunch and hardy, but I fear that no matter where people hail from these days, standards of civility and manners have gone down everywhere else in the world. Nonetheless, I adore the young lady's incessant questions about Saran culture and history. I can't imagine a better match than Ilya and I for two eager conversationalists. She never runs out of questions about Bukovi, and I never tire of them. Quite so. She has a hunger for knowledge that cannot be sated, and I have a desire to expound on Saran culture that cannot be exhausted. In our time, I must confess she's taught me a thing or two as well. Did you know that in Rusalka, there are towns where the snow never melts? All year round, all white, blindingly so. Can you imagine? And in the north, you can witness the aurora. My wife always wanted to witness an aurora. I've only ever seen illustrations in books. To see it with my own eyes. I digress, but the girl Ilya, truly a delight. You know, Fengbai and I often debate the future of Bukovi's youth. She is hopeful the youngsters will make the world better, but I have my doubts. But if we had more youngsters like Ilya, maybe we could hope for a better world and for our children. I mean, children in a metaphorical sense, of course. Of course. Let's give you your stuff. Interesting. I don't wanna... He mentioned I don't want to tell this information to him. He might not respond well. Let's give you your stuff first. Right now I'm just trying to think about, kind of where to proceed. It feels like a lot of this is a waiting game and getting it right when I'm doing it. Let me actually do like a real save. Case 3, if fail, bad, return. Me being extra careful. I noticed you looking at the bar's decor. Do you like it? Oh, I was more so admiring the architecture. One of the best ways to learn about how the world once was is to look at how the world is now. This basement clearly has a rich history. I can tell from the cornicing that this speakeasy in the library above was once a municipal building. You and Vincent must get on. We do, but I feel like talking with him for hours on end about cornicing is really not the kind of socializing my parents always wanted me to engage in. Still, we do also talk about culture. Vincent was asking me about instruments from Rusalka, but I actually prefer Saran folk music. I'm half Atolian, but they don't have many traditional instruments either. I prefer a lot of things about Saran culture. That's why I came here. Really? Yes. Vincent has been a great tour guide through Saran culture. At first he was a bit wary of me, as he is with most foreigners, but that faded when I asked him about ancient Saran architecture. So I guess you could say, although we had our differences, that's ancient history. Do you get it? Do you understand my joke? No, I get it. Very funny. What? Really? Yeah. Oh, right. Nice one. Great. Anyway, I really am fascinated by history. When I get bored of one subject, I can always switch. What subject are you interested in now? Oh, for a while, Vincent was taking me through the history of Bukovi roofing materials. You know, we go on a walk to that bakery he likes, even though I don't really care about cakes. He would go on about them, and I would eat one and pretend I loved it too, and he'd talk about tiled roofs and sloped roofs and old thatch roofs and... Anyway, Vincent and I found it interesting. Now though, I think I'd like to learn more about this building and have some drinks while I look around. Okay. You're great. Ilya, you are awesome. I don't think I should share this, but I want to know more. Maybe I have to look up. This might actually be a Stacks opportunity. Do we have tech info? Bjorn Johansson, okay. Bjorn, born in 1891 in Scotland. Not much is known about him regarding the first years of... He's recently arrested and on bail. All the investigation ongoing. Other local politicians have submitted requests to the court of law to prioritize his trial, to see justice prevail and calm the frightened citizens. Recent upsurge in interest has made news outlets dig deeper into his past. We usually cover he was a laborer at the local steel mill. Been seen conversing with him. Okay. Okay, not what I wanted, but it is what I got. The time is interesting. Because... Huh. 7 hours after. Around 11. You saw that. I guess let's give you this and then I'll give you a drink. Set up. Someone attacked Bjorn? Who would be foolish enough to try that? He's like a shaved bear. Well, except for his face. Okay. I was wondering if maybe you could give me insight on other stuff, but I guess not. Okay. I'll do laundering. I can trust you, Clara. Sorry, I wouldn't know the first thing. Okay, I know. You just need to wait for Peter. I fucked up with Peter. It's my bad. Always talking about Clara. Okay. Vincent, is there something I can do? I don't want to tell that... Let me quick save. This... Some loan shark was bribing our treasurer? A goddess, who knows how much damage that has done. No wonder the mobsters in this city seem to be getting bolder by the day. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Bjorn, I guess we just go more into you. Do you know anything about this? I'm sure I've heard the name before, but not from Petru. Isn't she the one Peter works for? The roguish one always brooding in the corner there? Yep. Delivering money for someone like that? Just what did Mr. Lombardo rope me into? I just wanted to make a little money on the side. I could take Lucas to dinner for a change. Bring him fresh flowers at work. I trust Lombardo, and this is where it got me. I'm sorry. How's Lucas? How do you think? He's in bits. In bits? He's a mess. Scrambling to try and find some rich or powerful connection that can get me off the hook. Or some loophole that will keep me out of bother. Any luck? It's pointless. You're battling against the machine. Best he can do is keep his distance from me, or it'll chew him up too. He can help you, you should let him. Keep an eye on him for me. He's sensitive, but he's tougher than he looks. He'll get through this, but still, do me a favor and look out for the lad. I'll do what I can. Okay. I think genuinely, I want to do one more day. I want to get like some actual progress. So, two birds, one stone. Seems right. Petru was already dead when you received the message, which I clocked. If Bjorn was telling the truth, that means the attacker was also Petru's killer. His attacker was also Petru's killer. Sadly, the body can no longer be identified. We'll need to find another way to find the killer's identity. Okay, so it wouldn't be Carla. So maybe Carla set it up. It's alibi. False alibi is important. Carla's bribe. Two birds, one stone. Or related to the setup. I think... yeah. I think this is probably the thing. So we need... I wonder if I can do Clara's statement to Peter and if that will do anything. Let's just put false alibi down here. Okay. I think that's relevant. Who's whistling? Would that be, are we getting, what's his name back? What's his name? The misogyny-pilled guy? The guy who loves misogyny? He whistled, didn't he? I think because he followed Clara for a little bit. But why would he do this? Okay, here's this. Of course, how could I have been so short-sighted? So our murderer dealt with Petru, stole his portogram, then lured Bjorn out to the metalworks to kill him too? But why? Why Bjorn? What connects him to Petru? Milja, this is so infuriating. How could he be foolish enough to burn the body and Petru's portogram along with it? Or to find another lead? I got my lead. For sure. My lead? This guy. You're unemployed. Now... the two. wake-up call, is that good? No, I need like a 7. Drama queen? You want a drama queen? Sure, that's the only one I can give you. You like drama? You feel dramatic to me. Even your experiments taste alright. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. So you're unemployed? No, let me wait. Carla's bribe. You mentioned this. Good idea, poor execution. Who disposed of evidence at their place of work? Especially after they had just been at the scene of another crime. Should have at least dumped the body in the river, or... Hey, Peter... Right, sorry. I'll tell you this. Whoever this guy was, he knew where Bjorn worked. That he had some connection to Petru, and where Petru would be that night. This was not some amateur. You're unemployed now? Peter looks at you through narrowed eyes. Now lubricated with alcohol, it seems he's ready to talk. His expression softens as he lets his guard down a little, becoming surprisingly somber for his usual doing. Spare me your teasing, bartender. I'm not really in the mood for it. This down about it. What's the matter? There's no point beating around the bush with you, is there? You'd squeeze it out of me sooner or later anyway. She's fucking dead, Squirt. What? Whoa. No way. Carla's dead? Yeah. There was nothing in the papers about this. Got your finger on the pulse, huh? There hasn't been a peep because I'm keeping it that way. These days when journalists risk their lives investigating the criminal underworld are long... The days when journalists risk their lives investigating the criminal underground are long gone. Journos sit around their offices now drinking Joe. You're lucky if they're brave enough to poke their nose out their window. They'd rather reword Bukovi PD press releases. Any chance of exposing blue-collar shit? Forget about it. Papers are owned by the people who need to control the press, have the money to make it happen. Well, yeah, the press is... I mean, yeah. What do you think, Squirt? Yeah, I'd say the press is pretty crooked. I worked all kinds of jobs, and one or two of them were about making sure the right folks got the right stories printed. Or the wrong folks. The right folks are the ones that pay me. The wrong folks are the dead ones. Not hard to remember. Keep it simple, bartender. That's my advice to you. And at all times, keep your nose out. Bukovi's a powder keg. As soon as news of Carla kicking the bucket gets out, it'll be bedlam. We'll have a street war on our hands. Enough folks looking to fill her shoes already. And so how'd she die? Carla met a brutal end at the hands of someone you'd never want to meet. I could barely recognize the body. I hate to find yours in a similar state one day. That's all. And hey, at least your debt is off now. I wasn't lying. That's good, but are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just never expected to outlive Carla. Never mind find her body like that. She always seems so invincible, you know? 3 steps ahead. She was unpredictable, but my world is an unstable one, and she kept things quieter. She made it seem like no matter what happened, we had a plan for it. I've seen plenty of folks get messed up, but this was a bad scene, Squirt. I got a strong stomach, but it's different when you see someone like Carla in that state. It felt like I'd taken my first steps down the wrong road and there's no way back. I had to take care of it before anyone else saw. Carried her out to the car in the dark and drove an hour out of the city to go dig a pit in some forgotten piss hole off the road. Had to torch my gloves along with her books after it was done. They were soaked. Sat in the grass and smoked half a pack of Marlboros before I could get behind the wheel again. It shook you up. Don't worry about me. Worry about the mess left behind. Goddess, who knows how bad things will get now? I need another drink. Need everything about your work. Needs to know more about the killer. Piece it together myself. Change everything about your work. put that together, did ya? Yeah, her little vacation is already putting people on edge. Some folks are getting rowdy, getting some real funny ideas. Once the truth gets out, there's gonna be some serious upheaval in my world. I doubt there'll be much sitting around anymore. I need to get ahead of this. I need to sort out what I'm gonna do. You should quit. You could quit? I don't know. What else am I good for? I see my mates clamber over each other to climb to the top. But not you? Maybe I'm getting too old for this. I'm too soft. You have been nicer recently. Yeah, well, you've grown on me. Kinda like a fungus. Suppose if someone put a contract on you, now I wouldn't even do it. Probably cut off someone else's finger and say it was yours. You might need to wear gloves for a while. How romantic! But I guess I am at this sort of crossroads. There's only two ways I can go. Can't see a way to split the difference. What are the two roads? First one isn't too different from the road I'm already on. It's gonna get real bumpy. You can see how things are getting worse on the streets. Once that obituary is in the papers, it's gonna be chaos. Do I step up, grab Carla's throne before anyone else has a chance to make a play for it? Do I try to keep up? Because if I go down that road, I'm gonna have to become the monster folk already think I am. Worse than that. The folks that will survive those street wars are gonna be the ones that are willing to do whatever it takes to come out on top. These survivors aren't gonna be the cleverest or calmest ones. Are you sure? Oh yeah, this ain't the first underworld war. I've been through 5, maybe 6 if you count the distillery affair. Every time the same things happen. The worst gets worse and the rest gets dead. I always chose the first option. That's why my face is so interesting looking. But there is another way? Sure, there's always another way. And what? Leave and become some average schmo? What do you think? I become some loser? Some nobody? You'll never be just some loser. Look, I got friends that walked that road. Left the life and went straight. It ended badly for them and they were smarter than me. What chance have I got? Even with Carla too dead to send her goons after me for ditching her. You can learn from their mistakes. Yeah, say I settle down. Move out the city, start working a market stall, selling cucumbers to grandmothers, making small talk with the farmers and customers, really connecting with the common man. And one day some old man comes in and he recognizes me from my scars. Remembers how I kneecapped his nephew for missing payments on a fucking loan for a bar extension. And the old bastard turns up to my market stall, the 6 burly cousins, and I've got no weapon and my guard is down. How am I gonna explain to them that I'm a changed man who's found redemption and peace before they stab me with a fucking pitchfork and throw my corpse in a grain silo? It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, we are naive. I don't know, Squirt. You really think I got it in me to start over? Turn a new leaf? Goddess knows I would have broken your legs last week if Boss had asked me to. Would have felt bad about it, obviously, but I still would have done it. Knowing that, you still think someone like me deserves a chance at a regular, legitimate life? Everyone deserves a chance. Believe you can do it and I want to help you. Yeah, I know you can do it. Maybe I'll consider it. Thanks for having some faith in me, Squirt. Means a lot. Guess you're telling me what I need to hear and I appreciate it. Okay. Maybe that's an ending flag. Maybe I might have to, like, instead of replaying it, I might have to watch endings because this is a lot of game. Yeah. Setup. I would have bet money on the killer taking Bjorn down, but never right off a scutcheon, I guess. Bjorn fucked that guy up good and proper. I've seen it before. The will to survive is just stronger in some folks than others. Can't believe Petru set him up, though. Fucking rat, he had it coming. He didn't, though. Carla's demise. Okay. Yeah, interesting. How are you, Ilya? After a brief wait, switches to message screen. Sorry about that. Ensuring this conversation is off record. I have been well. Thank you for asking. Have you enjoyed your time at the speakeasy? Certainly. When I first came to visit, I was worried there would be too much noise and too many people to feel comfortable. But Vincent told me that's precisely the reason. He only informed a select few about it. Conversations are hard to enjoy when you have to raise your voice. He certainly has an eye to keep things classy. Sure does. Glad you're having fun. Okay, John. You're in a good mood. Okay, so it did last. That's good. Thank your copper bullet. Okay. You hear about this? Goddess, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to think about it. Okay. Yeah. You hear about this? I don't know anything. Leave me out of this. Well. Saying bye. Miss bye. Mention some problems. Okay, you don't have... Let's see if this will do it. False alibi? Thankfully, you uncovered his lie before he perjured himself in front of a judge. Lucas is a kind young man, but he can be awfully naive. I suppose love makes us do foolish things. How am I gonna get you in a bad mood? Maybe... this? Two birds, one stone? You're telling me the wicked murderer tried to kill Mr. Johansson as well? It sounds like he bit off more than he could chew. It is unfortunate that the killer's identity may be lost. I do hope his innocence can be proven some other way. I'm not making you sad. This, I mean, you know about criminal stuff. They don't have any information. No. You go. So... Carla is dead. I don't like this one bit. What is Peter playing at? He's kept this under wraps. How are you sure he didn't do it? I'm fairly sure... he seemed down about it. Big fish like Carla dropping off is bad news. It could be a grab for power, but it also could be something more sinister. Wonder if there's a link to our case here. The MO sure rings a bell, doesn't it? Possible. Then the false alibi. I should have known. He's lucky I have compassion for a fool in love. We've all been there. I won't charge him for obstruction of justice, but he's on thin ice after this. You've been in love? Don't sound so surprised. No, I want details. I want the gossip. Why won't you give me the gossip? Tell me about your fiancé. Maybe... If he's telling the truth, the second victim was Petru's murderer. That's a mighty big if. It's easy to blame a dead man. Okay. Hear about... Carla? Goddess, yet another murder. And why does that name ring a bell? Or that... Of course. In that case, aren't you sure... Are you sure Wagner isn't the one responsible? That hound was always breathing down your neck, wasn't he? Chasing death for Carla? You can't trust him. He's not a killer. Ugh. Well, if his boss has perished, perhaps he will no longer loiter here, making the place look untidy with his presence. I'm glad to be rid of him. Okay. This is a hard one. This is a really hard one. Wish I had the way to get you. Will this get you sad? Ugh. You needn't tell me these kind of awful things, dear. Don't frighten an old woman like that. Okay. Okay. Not gonna tell me about this, probably. Yeah, we've been over this. I got nothing more to add, so keep your beak out of my business. It looks tense. You can tell this topic is still hitting a nerve. Okay. Yep. There's nothing to do. What do you have? You got nothing for me? Oh, did I not present Clara's statement? That's frustrating. Okay. Guess I'll leave you here for right now. I'm gonna figure out what your point, the point of you being here is. We're definitely slow going on this one. Our statement. Carla's demise. Argument. Set up. Yeah. Bare knuckle job. Okay. Could this have been taken up by the same killer? It does seem possible. Set up. Maybe someone who knew the bribes. Two birds, one stone. Okay. We'll leave that for right there. And I do want to start this day and see if anything happens, because I feel like something will. Nope. Yeah, I think I wanna, I think I just need to end here. Even though I definitely want to keep playing, I feel like we're gonna get a lot out of Peter, and we're gonna get a lot of these two. Maybe I'll just check in with Hugo before we go. I'll give him this information I think will help. So Petru is not our first victim, it was Carla. But why those two? What connects them? Why would Bjorn have killed Carla? Unless the real killer is someone we've not yet uncovered. I think Peter knows more than he's letting on. And you know what you have to do. As much as I hate to put you in harm's way, you need to win his trust and make him talk. I don't have anything to fear from him. Don't get taken in by the charming rogue act, bartender. He's dangerous and you're better than that. Are you jealous? Are you jealous? Of course not, don't be ridiculous. If you say so. No, don't worry, I think he's taken. He's got his own thing going on. You're my Blorbo. I've come around. He's kind of silly. Kind of pathetic. Also, Case Zero mention? Every time anything hints at Case Zero bartender, I'm like, Case Zero? Case Zero mention? Because I fucking love Case Zero. What a good fucking case. Okay. So, for episode 11, I'll put down talk to Peter. Yeah, I think that's entirely possible. John Lacey's not here, I'll absorb their stuff. It might help them to give me some context. I talk with them. Right now I think this is a very Peter-focused case. So, Let me save. And, okay. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you next episode. Goodbye.